On the mountain where the prophet stood, Elijah called, send fire if you could. The heavens opened, the blaze came down, consumed the altar, the gods, the ground. A voice whispered, truth can't be disguised. Rise up, oh man, for the king defied. The whispers of nations, their idols and kings, fall like the ash when the judgment sings. Oh, the fire burns, the rivers flood. Kings rise to power and fall in blood. Through the echoes of war, the prophets cry. Kingdoms crumble, but truth won't die. A chariot of fire, horses ablaze, took Elijah to the heavenly haze. Elisha stood with the mantle worn, parted the waters, a new age born. The oil in jars, the widow's tears, the miracle soothed her fading fears. But power corrupts and greed takes hold, a cycle repeats, the story's told. Assyria's might, Hezekiah prayed through the long dark night. An angel struck 100,000 gone. The power of prayer, the breaking dawn. Yet the hearts of men so quick to stray, idols rise and faith decay. But promises keep. Oh, the fire burns, the rivers flood, but its truth remains written in blood.
Good evening. I am beat. I have been, my pain date has been on about a level 8. And, I'm tired, I'm sore, completely frustrated. I can't even put it into words. A few feet away, I've got the solution, and nothing I can do. So, I don't know. I know karma's a bitch. I've got several things to go over tonight. I'm just going to run through them kind of quickly and get to laying down. Hopefully it eases up a little bit when I lay down. A lot of news today. A lot. And I tried to pay some attention to confirmation hearings. Again, I've been in pain all day, so it's kind of really hard to put a lot of focus in any one thing. So I actually wound up watching several clips that worked out even better for me from the confirmation, largely for, Pam Bondi, I think's her name. She's the one that I kind of paid attention to as far as confirmation hearing today. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of Rubio at all. I don't think Rubio should be one of them in the administration. I think he needs to be ran out of the country, to be kind of honest. But that's my personal opinion. I know what he did involving Venezuela, and I think it's abhorrent. And I think he needs to be deported. Maybe to Venezuela. That would be cool. Let them deal with that guy. Anyway, I know there were others. I think that, I don't know. I get kind of lost because I don't know if there's several of them that are going through the confirmation like literally at the same time. Because today I saw all kinds of different people that there were live streams up that it was saying confirmation hearing. So I'm assuming they do several at one time. I don't know. But I paid attention to the Pam Bondi situation. And, man. Adam Schiff, that guy. I got no words for that piece of crap either. There's some people you just can't have respect for. Whether it's because they don't do anything for individuals or whether they work as a member of Congress and they pretty much serve no purpose but causing problems, like Adam Schiff. No respect. That guy's got to go. Man, he really kept in on her unnecessarily. And I'm not a fan of all of her. You know, I've heard a few things about her that I'm not a fan of. But she doesn't deserve the crap that she put up with today, that's for sure. And Hegseth. You know, I'm not a super big Hegseth fan. I guess the guy's okay. He doesn't give me a great impression, but he doesn't give me a super bad vibe either. But he went through hell at his confirmation. And I just think it's nonsense. I really, truly think it's nonsense. I think that we the people made a hell of a statement in the election. And I think it would be wise that the left would pay attention to that, because they're trying to double and triple down on all of their nonsense. I'm sure you've seen the video clip probably 100 times by now. I can't remember the chick's name, but I think she's the assistant fire chief in LA. A clip to where she talks about, you know, somebody asked her, if she could carry their husband out of a fire, and her response was something to the effect of, if your husband's in a fire, he put himself in the wrong place, and blah blah blah, right? Oh yeah, I have no doubt of that, Hetty Hayes. I have no doubt of that. And that is not what you expect out of a fireman or a firewoman at all. I guarantee you that I could ask my neighbors, who happen to be two female, they're married, both on the volunteer fire department, and I guarantee you I could ask either one of them that question, although I know the answer. Either one of them could throw me over their shoulder like a sack of potatoes and haul my ass out of here. They are built to be able to handle that. The lady in LA, the assistant fire chief, looks like she's built to be able to handle that. But because of her attitude, she's not even going to try. Too bad for you, you happened to be sleeping when you had a fire. It's insane. It's insane. And it's hard. There's another, person I can't have any respect for. Has nothing to do with lifestyle choices. Has everything to do with attitude. It's crazy. It is truly crazy. So anyway, like I say, I've got 3, 6, I guess 7 articles up. Let me have a drink of tea. I'm not even drinking coffee because I always drink coffee in the morning. That ain't going to change. But I made a pot, or half a pot, at noon. And I drank 1 cup of it and never did get the rest. And then tonight, I'm just like, I'm not even going to do it. It's just wasting coffee. So, part of the reason I'm probably a little out of energy as well. So, I'm used to having all kinds of coffee in me. Oh, really, Eddie Hayes? I wouldn't know about that. I know there's a lot of interesting things that go back to even biblical times about that. So, pretty crazy how far we've gotten today. And, damn the patriarchy and all that nonsense. It's pretty crazy considering what the good book has to say on the matter. But I'll leave that at that. So first off, I'm going to start off with this DJI drone business. And you want to talk about something that I never saw coming in a million years. This was it. The only reason I was frustrated that I keep my drones updated to the latest firmware, right? Well, on my Mavic Air 2, which is my better drone, once you go past a certain update, there's drone hacks that won't work. And so I was kind of frustrated at myself for keeping up on the updates, because the one thing that I did want, the one drone hack that I did want, was a hack that basically unlocked the no-go zones, the geofencing. And it's not that I'm up to malice intent or anything like that whatsoever. I'm just the kind of person that if I buy something and I own something, therefore it is mine. And I don't need anybody else telling me when and where I can use it. That's bullshit. And that was really it. I just wanted to remove that for that reason. Now, on the 13th, a couple of days ago, they released a statement saying that they removed geofencing. So there is no longer geofencing on any DJI drone. So where does that leave us? What does that mean? Well, you will still get a warning if you try to fly in a restricted area or essentially a forbidden area. You will get a warning. It will tell you, it will notify you that you're flying somewhere you're not supposed to be flying. But that's it. Once you click the button, OK, or whatever it says, once you click that button, it's on you. And I thought that was pretty crazy. I honestly, when I first saw it this morning, I didn't think it could possibly be true, but it clearly is. It says here, in a pivotal shift for drone operations, DJI, the world's largest civilian drone manufacturer, has scrapped its proprietary geofencing system in favor of official Federal Aviation Administration data across the United States. The update, effective January 13, 2025, changes the way the drone operates or operators navigate controlled airspace, placing full responsibility for flight safety and potential violations squarely on their shoulders. Now, here's the thing. I'll read this next thing here. It just says, under the new system, areas previously designated by DJI as restricted zones, often termed no-fly zones, are now categorized as enhanced warning zones. This adjustment means operators will no longer face automatic flight restrictions, but will receive alerts when entering sensitive areas such as airports and government facilities. The shift effectively puts critical decision-making in the hands of drone pilots, who must now self-regulate their compliance with the FAA rules. So, crazy, right? does say that DJI emphasizes that users must stay connected to the internet and update their flight apps regularly to maintain current airspace data. However, unlike the previous system that enforced automatic limitations, pilots are solely responsible for ensuring lawful and safe drone operations. So, now, they say this has nothing. They've got a little blog on their website, and they say that this has nothing to do with, nothing at all to do with politics or anything like that. I don't know yet if I'm connected to the internet and I'm flying. I don't know if TFRs are going to now show up or not. The reason that the guy that flew the drone into the airplane, the firefighting airplane, the Super Scooper in California, the reason why he wasn't prevented from being in that area is because that was a TFR, a temporary flight restriction. And that was before DJI made this move. And the apps don't have, the FlySafe database, if you will, that's what they call it. It doesn't have TFRs in it. So the app itself, the drone, had no idea that there was a TFR, that there was a wildfire, or whatever. It had no idea. Now, I suspect, I'm not confirming, I'm not saying this is 100% fact because I can't tell you that, but I suspect that as long as you are connected to the internet, that the app will show you if there's an active TFR, temporary flight restriction. I can't guarantee that, but it would make much more sense if it's pulling from the actual FAA database. So, I don't know. Interesting stuff, though. Let me have a drink. I mean, literally, it hurts so damn bad. I get sick to my stomach. My muscles they get so tight, and my joints are all screwed up, and I can't get the muscles loosened up because they kind of like fight each other. My joints get out of place, and then they're battling each other. My muscles and the joints, the joints are painful. That causes the muscles to tense up more, and it's just a back and forth. Heat is very, very, very minor relief. I've got a maxi rub behind me that I guarantee you do it. About 10-15 minutes with that thing, and my muscles will be so loose in my back, and I'll just be able to twist my back, and boom, I'd be good. Well, I'm pissed off. FDA bans red dye number 3 from foods. Now, I don't know that this is going to be a permanent ban at this point. I was listening to something earlier that was stating something to the effect that this was like a ban while they investigate, right? Even though there's several countries that won't let this anywhere near their food, they're going to investigate it. But at least currently, it's banned. And that's a great thing. I don't know that this article mentions the other things. It's mind-blowing to me how a publisher can put out something like this and not include the important parts, right? Hang on, I'm looking through because I honestly didn't read all this, so I'm real quick kind of scanning through it. And I am not seeing it yet. Nope, not in there. So in this entire article, and I'm not going to bore either of us to death by reading the damn thing, and again, it's missing the important stuff anyway. it focuses on a possibility that it's carcinogenic, right? But from what I've heard, that's at relatively high doses. And I'm not saying it's safe, because I think the problem is, a big problem here is, they really don't take into account for everything we eat throughout a day that's got this crap in it. You know, they look at their one product and they look at, okay, this is one serving size for this product for a day, which we all know serving sizes are BS. And then they say, oh, we're below this level, they're good. Well, they didn't take account for all the other crap we had throughout the day that had the same damn chemical in it. Yeah, it said maraschino cherries in here. Yep. You know, it was interesting. We've got a bottling company that's just a little ways away from us. It's who bottles Ski, if anybody knows of Ski Soda, S-K-I Soda. Incredible soda. And if you never tried it, you ever get the chance to try Ski Soda, it's a citrus kind of a soda. And kind of think between a cross of Mellow Yellow and Mountain Dew, kind of. But even, like, way better than Mountain Dew and Mellow Yellow could ever be. Incredible stuff. But they make all kinds of other flavors as well. And it's been some months ago, 2-3 months ago, they put out a message to the customers and their distributors and retailers and all that, saying, hey, you know, our sodas are going to look a little funky for a little bit because we're switching to natural flavorings. They already use pure cane sugar, which is awesome. But they were getting rid of they were already getting rid of the red dye number 3. So I thought that was great. However, this article talks about the cancer part of the equation, but it doesn't talk about all the other stuff. It doesn't talk about the ADHD. It doesn't talk about all these other different things that red dye number 3 is proven to cause. Not a maybe, and not just in large amounts, but is proven to cause. Big reasons why they're banned in all these other countries. It's insane. It's insane. I'm telling you, mainstream media does not work for you. Anyway, switching gears a little bit. This is crazy. We've long heard about the book passed down from president to president, right? And supposedly it's got all kinds of secrets in it. You know, the truth about JFK, the truth about UFOs, the truth about even Lincoln, supposedly, the truth about that's in it. Well, apparently, the Vatican has something similar. Says here, Pope confirms files on Vatican's dark dealings. It says a sitting pope has for the first time revealed the existence of files detailing abuse and dark dealings in the Catholic Church. Pope Francis has confirmed that he inherited a large white box of documents detailing crimes by clergy when he took over from his predecessor, Benedict XVI. The revelation featured in the pontiff's autobiography, Spira, or Hope. And it goes into when he became Pope on a rope and all that stuff. Why? Why isn't, like, right now, there's some military force, I don't know who, United Nations maybe, right? They sound all happy about the idea of disarming Americans. Why don't you get that damn box from the Pope? This is the thing that I don't get. Our U.S. government is hanging on to the Epstein list. They're hanging on to the Diddy list. And Lord knows what else. And oh no, we can't let that out. And then the Pope can have something like this and oh, we're just going to turn our heads. Even though what's inside of that is going to expose very dark crimes. Nah, keep it a secret. I don't get it. And I don't get why the people stand for it. I don't, and I never will. I never will. I guess people are too enthralled in their me, me, me. There's a lot of me, me, me. I've said countless times, get your kids out of public schools. No matter what it takes, no matter what you have to do, get them out of public school. Teacher arrested after cocaine found in 6th grade classroom, authorities say. It says here, Tennessee authorities say a teacher has been arrested after cocaine was found in her classroom. According to the Cheatham County Sheriff's Department, 6th grade teacher Mia King is facing charges after deputies found 2 baggies of cocaine in her open purse, which was inside a closet next to her desk. A scooping object and a rolled-up $5 bill were also found covered in white powdery residue, an affidavit stated. Deputies said King was being held by a school resource officer in the principal's office and was exhibiting signs of being under the influence of narcotics while they searched her classroom at Cheatham County Middle School. King reportedly began crying and asked for an attorney when deputies told her what they had found. She had been there at the school since 2023. No prior issues, apparently, but she was terminated from this job. Well, I would hope so. You know, you can't go get a damn job as a clerk at your local gas station without having to go through a criminal background check, a credit check, a pre-employment drug test, and if they feel up to it, a prostate exam. I don't know. But you can be a cokehead and teach kids. That's A-okay. Damn, you go smoke a joint on the weekend in your free time, though. Unbelievable. I thought this was a little bit humorous how it came out today. So, I watched headlines get kind of changed around a little bit as time went on throughout the day. Now, this wasn't the first headline that I saw, that Trump announces Israel-Hamas ceasefire. I kept seeing, hints being dropped that a ceasefire is near, a ceasefire is near. And then I actually saw this. Well, then I saw on a couple of different news sites, one of them being one of our local news, they wouldn't admit that there was a ceasefire that was discussed or anything of the sort. They almost made it sound like it was a conspiracy theory. And I think the truth of the matter is, hang on. Quit, please. She's got bad issues with itching, so... Part of it's she's got dry skin and allergies, and part of it's anxiety, and I can only think of one solution. So, anyway, I don't know if they ever did come out and fully say that it was something, that it was a done deal or whatever, but they were real hesitant on it. And it came out that not only a ceasefire, but also talking about removing, or not removing, but letting go the hostages. So I do believe that it's true. And I do believe that it's as good as gold, the deal. Because now I also want to tie in one other thing here. Netanyahu canceled his trip to the U.S. to attend Trump's inauguration. Some people speculated it was because of a medical procedure that Netanyahu had, and maybe he just wants to stick close to home. I don't think that's it. I think Netanyahu was given an ultimatum by Trump just as heavy as what Hamas was given, and he didn't like it. That's just my opinion, but I'll go with my opinion on that. Trump had made the statement more than once that that Netanyahu was out of his lane. He was completely out of order with the things he was doing, and I'm pretty confident that he didn't like what Trump had to say, or Trump's people had to say, and I think that's the truth of why he's not coming for the inauguration. We'll see. I think that's an interesting situation and relationship. I do, and hopefully I'm not just being a fool with it, but I think that Trump is trying to be respectful, but I think that he does have his limits as far as Israel is concerned. And I hope that's correct. Somebody needs to put them in their place. Two more articles. Try to get through these real quick and get laying down. I took ibuprofen about an hour ago, and it's not doing nothing. Americans becoming more positive about Russia, says a poll. I thought this was awful interesting. And the crazy thing is this was a Soros-funded European think tank. Which you would have thought would have went the other way. It says here the attitude of Americans toward Russia has become more positive following Donald Trump's victory in 2024 U.S. presidential election, according to a poll commissioned by a Soros-funded European think tank. The change was indicated by a survey conducted in November through December. Pardon me, again, it pains enough to upset my stomach. For the European Council on Foreign Relations, which reported the findings on Wednesday. Study examined the attitudes of respondents to Russia in 24 countries as part of an ongoing series of global polls. In the U.S., 11% of those polled called the country an ally. I don't know about that. While another 20% said it was a necessary partner. On the opposite side, 17% labeled Russia a rival and 38% an adversary. In a previous survey carried out from December 2022 to January 2023, 0% of American respondents selected the ally option, and 55% saw the nation as an adversary. I will personally choose necessary partner. What's going on is complete complete. We shouldn't be playing these games. We should have fair trade. And we should be able to benefit from one another. That's the way it should be. Russia is well known for their production of fertilizers. We're well known for our production of food. It would be a good relationship. Russia is well known for their production of energy. Instead of blowing up their pipelines and sanctioning the hell out of them, Europe should be enjoying low-cost energy. But instead, we've got this nightmare going on that's going on. Hopefully it won't be going on much longer. You know, one thing, I will give Trump and his crew props for this. During his campaign, Trump had said multiple times that he'd end it in a day, the war in Ukraine. And that's not what they're saying now. They're saying it's going to take some doing. It's probably going to take a few months. I respect that. Highly. Highly. I'm not a fan of liars. I can't stand liars. And I get the rhetoric of in one day and blah blah. I don't like how campaigns are run. I don't know. I don't got any answers for it. Because if you don't play that damn ball game, you're not going to get in. Anyway, I like this poll. I hope it's accurate. Because, I mean, I only know and have met a handful of Russian people. But every single one of them I have been highly impressed with. They're hardworking. They're smart. They're just generally good people, and they're hilarious, which I think is a great attribute to have. They are incredible. You know, when I was a kid, when I say kid, that even includes high school. When I was a kid and the Cold War was going on, you got to understand, I clearly don't think like most people now. I didn't then either. I was the same way. I had a totally different mindset. I have always addressed something with a fresh set of eyes and a fresh mind, and I didn't take other people's opinion as to how I should feel about something. I looked at it for myself. And I looked at that, and that was the one question that it just didn't make sense. I thought about myself, I thought about my friends, I thought about anybody I knew, and they weren't hurt by Russians. Russians weren't doing anything to them. And as far as I knew, they really didn't hate Russians. And if they did have some kind of a beef with Russians, it was because of the propaganda that they heard. It made no sense to me, and to this day, wars make no sense to me. Because most people in most countries just want to live. They want to live in peace. They don't want to have to struggle to get by. And once in a while, they want to be able to do something nice for themselves. And there ain't a damn thing wrong with any of that. The only people that want war are the people that are going to make billions of dollars from it. We need to put an end to that. That's what we need to do. We ought to take these oligarchs or whatever they are that's in control, that's pulling the strings, and we need to lock them in like one of those frickin' UFC cages and make them go at it. Put them all in there at once. Let one of them come out. Let one of them come out. And the moment they step out of that ring, you put them on the gallows. That's just my opinion. I think that would make a good statement. NATO chief says, prepare for war. NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte has called on members of the U.S.-led military bloc to adopt a wartime mindset and significantly increase defense spending, citing supposed threats from Russia and other nations. Well, I hope that when Trump takes over, we get out of NATO for good. I really do. I hope we pull out of NATO. I hope we pull out of the United Nations. I think we need to pull out of all of it. Plain and simple. I think the United States needs to focus on the United States and go back to our roots. Hopefully, we can be allowed to do that, if that's a possibility of happening. We've done a lot of bad stuff to a lot of countries for a long time. All I can think about is the good book. You know? Do the right thing. Repent for your wrongs. And try to do better. And I think that's what our nation needs to work on. I don't know. Again, I'm a weirdo. I know it. It is what it is. Anyway, that's what I have this evening. I'm going to get out of here and get laying down and hopefully put the day's misery to rest. God willing, will be back tomorrow. Hopefully I feel a little bit better. And we'll do it again. So I just got this feeling tomorrow is going to be a bit of a busy news day as well. So we shall see. Anyway, I am out of here. You all have a good evening. Shalom.